Hello there, everyone. This is SoulSewer17 here, and let me get first, like usual, I do not own this picture. This is a non-paid video. Alright, so, let me tell you a little bit about this character, Laughing Jack, Creepypasta, and the reason why I thought of doing this. One, I thought it'd be a lot more fun on Halloween night, and two, why not? Alright, so, Laughing Jack is just he's a Jack in the Box who was somehow, I think, made, last time I remembered, from an angel who gave it to a kid called Eisen. And, well, let's just say, after years of neglect, he saw Eisen again, but older, and he became a bad person. And so he went, insane or crazy because of, being alone for so long, and he, so Eisen kill people. So, yeah. But anyways, that's a little bit of backstory for the character. Imaginary friend was a Jack in the Box. Steal the way inside of it. The Jack in the Box broke. So yeah. All right, let me just take off my headphones. All right, there we go. Right, okay. So I'm gonna enjoy this one a little more than my other ones. I have no idea why. I just have a feeling I'm gonna enjoy this one. So, where this is gonna go, you're probably gonna wonder if he's gonna be a hero or a villain. Actually, he's gonna start off as trying to become a hero. But then, it's gonna be the forest training arc. But, where he will be then taking not Bakugo. But along the way there, Deku is slowly going insane. But, hey. I mean, he's just learning his past, memories. Anytime he thinks of the past, it kind of makes him start laughing uncontrollably a little bit. And then he snaps out of it. But he's gonna be he's gonna go insane, and then someone's gonna die by his hands, and no one's gonna know. And then 3 months of him being insane, just random people. No, not random people in this what if. Basically, there's gonna be a lot of blood and gore, so just want to let you guys know, and none of these people in this what if are real. They're non-fiction. They're not real. Wait. Non-fiction means not real, right? Or fictional means real. Okay, basically they're from an anime, TV show, basically drawn. They're not real characters. Alright? But I am not going to make it very gory for anyone. But, if you guys want to imagine it on your own, that I don't recommend it. I mean, it's whatever, but yeah. But anyways, the creepypastas are in the My Hero Academia universe in this one. But there's only one difference. The creepypastas have actually been dying off of years and years of people fighting them. And people with quirks have been able to kill them. And Laughing Jack is the only last survivor. He's way more cunning than the other ones. Zalgo has been died because of One for All. Zalgo's dead. His daughters are alive. Lazari is one of them. Sally is, well, I'm not gonna say where she is because I'm not gonna reveal it. But Zalgo's daughters are alive, and they've been living amongst the humans along with Lazari. And Sally is, I'm just gonna say she is alright. She is with somebody that's very kind. And who has mouse-like ears. Yes, she's with Nezu. So yeah, but Laughing Jack thinks he's the last of the creepypastas, and he has not been killing people. He hasn't killed no one that what he usually does, but he has gone after the people who murdered or no, not murdered, who have killed his friends and his family. Like everyone is dead. Like all the creepypastas are dead, basically, and he's dying from a how can I say this right? From a wound that he cannot, heal from. And these people who have actually killed him and his, family and, friends and all that are people that actually hunt down creepypastas. He has killed nearly every one of them. There is still some few of them left, but he knows he won't last. So, how is Izuku Midoriya going to get Laughing Jack's powers? Well, since he's imaginary, he's the realm of, transferring powers is non-existent, you can say. But if he fades, and Deku will be able to touch him, will his powers be able to go transfer through him and be inside of his mind, be a part of him, basically. And that's where that's why Izuku's gonna get Laughing Jack's powers. And so I can finally show off my Laughing Jack voice. So yay. But anyways, let's get into this. This is what if Deku got Laughing Jack's powers. Part 1. Alright. So, we're starting off the day of the anime. Everything's going the same. Everything went the same, basically, all the way up to middle school, the day of the anime, everything goes the same, and we're at the sludge villain. The first attack is Izuku Midoriya, as the sludge is basically saying, "Hey kid, give me your body," as Izuku, is squirming, trying to get out, and, well, that happens. So, while, this is happening, somebody's walking along with basically a hood and a cloth going all the way down to his feet as he's just limping. Well, he's walking very slowly and wobbling, and he's saying to himself, like, "Oh, how did I get hit by that bullet? Ugh. I can't heal like usual. This sucks." And as this person's walking past the intersection with the sludge villain, he looks over and he sees Izuku being attacked by a villain. He's, and this man just says, "So, a villain, as they call them nowadays, is trying to kill a kid? One with no quirk. Alright. I have a little bit of my power left, but I can at least do something." As next he starts to have his fingers move as the world around him is changing. As the sludge villain stops trying to force himself into, by, not trying to take over Midoriya's body, basically. And he looks around and goes, "What the? Where are we?" As Izuku's saying, What is this?" As just then, a hand is ripped right through the sludge villain, grabs Izuku, pulls him through him, and just throws him back. As his voice says, "Well now, let's have some fun. Welcome to the circus." And then he pulls off the hood, and all they see is this face. As the sludge villain goes like, What are you?" As then all of a sudden, multiple, like a fabric wraps around him and pulls him into the circus tent. Basically, that's what's happening. As he looks at Izuku, says,
This will only take a moment, kid. Hope you enjoyed the show.
As then Laughing Jack starts to walk right into the tent. As then all of a sudden he hears the sludge villain screaming, and all he hears is laughing, like just like that. And then nothing. All he's Then he just hears footsteps coming out, coming from the tent, as the man, this clown, walks out, and he's just covered in something. And then all of a sudden, the world starts to change back into what was the bridge in reality. And then all of a sudden, this, Zuko sees this man just coughing out, start coughing. And, black bloody seeds come out, coming off of his hand. As he says,
Oh well. A murderer like me. Saving a kid? That's funny. The rest of the game would call me stupid. Oh well. It's not like I can hear them anyways.
as he'll start walking to the wall, and he just starts sitting, leaning against it, and just starts falling down. Izuku heard him say what he said. He goes, "What do you mean murder?" Or he goes like,
Oh, kid. Well, you ever heard of a creepypasta? One of those campfire stories that were on the internet all those years ago?
Izuku nods. He goes,
Well, you know that story about a clown called Laughing Jack? The Jack in the Box? Well, that's me, kid. Hi.
as Izuku's face was in awe, and that's why he laughs. But then all of a sudden he starts coughing again, and blood is being seen on his hand. Basically, it's like,
Well, at least I did something good for once. Lucky me, right?
as Izuku just asked, "What happened?" He was like,
Well, let's just say I got a wound from somebody that killed a friend of mine. A little girl.
as his eyes wide. He was, "What do you mean?" He was like,
Her name was Sally. She died already once. But all I saw was her little teddy bear, so she has to be dead or sealed away. I don't know, but it's all that matters. So I basically went out there and ended their lives. Everyone I knew that's dead died because of them. Those people that killed them are dead. There's still a few of them, including a man called All for One. I wasn't friends with Zalgo, but what that man did to him, he will pay.
as just then, All Might says, "Never fear, I am here." And then he sees, Laughing Jack talking to Izuku, and he doesn't know what happened. He says, did anybody see the sludge villain?" As then Laughing Jack goes,
Oh, you mean big, slimy, and reek of garbage? No, I haven't seen him anywhere.
and then Izuku goes, "What?" He was like, "Oh, wait. Yeah, I did." As he pulls out his left hand holding something, as Izuku's terrified, he's about to puke, and All Might even grotesque by it. As then all of a sudden, Laughing just frozen in the air, and then it just turns into to confetti. He goes like,
Sorry. Look at my gifts. I can create anything I want. Anything within reason, that is, and well, it's just so much fun. So, you are All Might, the greatest hero in Japan. As Lapjack started to get up, and he's holding his right side basically. As All Might he was like, "Wait, you're hurt." He goes, "It doesn't matter. I'm dead anyways. So, don't even try. I'm gonna die probably in a few minutes. I only had enough strength and power within me to do one last thing, and I saved this kid's life because of it from the sludge villain." And All Might says, "But what happened?" He goes like, "Oh, put him in a bed of acid, so, eh, you know." As All Might says, "What?" As he starts walking past, and All Might says, "Wait, you need to go to the police. You killed somebody." He was like, "I'm not human. Your laws do not apply to me, All Might. No one's rules apply to me." As he starts walking away. As Zuko, runs right in front of him and says, "Stop! You need to go to the hospital." As Laughing Jack already feels his life ending, he goes, "Kid, I already said it's too late." As basically what happens is Laughing Jack falls forward right onto Izuku, but when that happens, right when he's fade away, he was going right through Izuku. So instead of fading away, he gets trapped inside of Izuku's subconscious, and for some weird not for some weird reason. No, he doesn't get trapped in Zuko's subconscious. He gets trapped into Zuko's soul. So basically, his soul and Laughing Jack merge into one. So technically, Izuku is Laughing Jack now. Yes, I'm making it this way. If you guys don't like it, it's my what if. Also, it's a what if. Also, Laughing Jack is imaginary. So basically, I could say the one who created him has been watching him over the years and was happy of this one good thing. So he granted Jack new life by merging with the soul of Izuku Midoriya. Actually, yeah, that's the entire reason behind it. So when while that is happening, we're going to the angel that created Laughing Jack. As he saw what he did, he's pleased with saving Laughing Jack saved somebody's life, and so, since he was passing away, he decided to basically have his soul merge with Izuku, merge with Deku's. And then he says, "Laughing Jack, you have made became a creature of horror, but in the end, that protection of a friend, of a child, is still there. So I give you new life within this boy. So that way maybe you can change even more." So yeah. So that's what happens. As All Might doesn't know what's happening, as he sees Izuku starting to change. His green hair starting to turn black. His skin is going white. What you see in the picture here is happening to him. He's basically that's happening as All Might's going, what the? And so All Might waits for Izuku to wake up. Wait, he waits for Deku to wake up, as in 15 minutes pass. And when Izuku wakes up, he goes, "Ah, my head. What happened to me?" Ah. As he feels the claw, like his fingernails longer, he goes, what's going on?" He's just, his voice hasn't turned fully into Laughing Jack, so basically that's what it sounds like. As All Might says, "Kid, calm down." And he's in a small mic form. He goes, "Who are you? Where's All Might?" Basically, and he says, "Kid, I am All Might. I just have a scar on my body that only allows me to basically be 3 hours a day. Be able to do hero work for 3 hours. Then I have to rest." As Deck, he shows him, and then he goes, then the whole entire thing about All for One happens and everything else. Basically, they're talking the injury.
as then Deku just, starting to think about what he saw, what happened to Zalgo, and what Laughing Jack felt. And then a smile appears on Zuku's face. Then he starts saying to All Might, says,
So, All for One did that to you, huh? Is he dead?
as All Might says, I don't believe so. He might be still alive. He took a lot of quirks from people, made them suffer, and it seemed like he gained a new ability. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but if so, I will. As Inuzuka says,
No, I will end his life.
as Deku shakes his head, he goes, What
was that?
As he remembers what Laughing Jack said, he goes,
All Might's Laughing Jack.
He goes, huh? That person from before,
Laughing Jack. He said he All for One killed somebody he knew. They weren't friends, but still, he did something horrible to him. So he came to Japan to find him and end him.
As All Might hears it, he goes, huh? So Laughing Jack, that murderer, he wants revenge. He's not a villain, nor he's a hero. My life is getting more complicated by the minute now. Alright, allow me to take you home. Also, can you change back to your regular form? He goes,
I don't know, but maybe.
As all of a sudden Deku closes his eyes and he's just thinking about the way he looked before. And then suddenly when he opens them, All Might is shocked that he has the exact same appearance that he has. But his eyes, they're not really green, they're white. No, not white, they're silver. I really think Laughing Jack's eyes are like silver or black. I'm going with their silver. As he goes, kid, your eyes, they're not green no more. He goes, huh, maybe I can. As he focuses even more, and then all of a sudden he opens up, his eyes are green. He goes, alright, so, let's go back to your home. They're chatting, and he asks, if he had a quirk, what was his quirk, and he says I was quirkless, and it seems like now he has power. Far beyond people's imagination now. He can imagine anything and, create it. As basically, Izuku just starts like, how when you have that magic trick and like a ball, like those balls come out of your mouth? Izuku did something similar, but instead it's a bag of money. As he opens it up and he goes, huh, exactly what I wanted. I just filled with dollar bills. As All Might is just saying like, what? How is that even possible? And Izuku just shrugs. He goes, I don't really know. Also, he's gonna have his voice will not be Laughing Jack when he's in his old form, but I am gonna have him train, not with All Might, just train with his powers, and him just working out. Basically, that's it. So, and he's gonna try to learn from Laughing Jack's memories on fighting techniques, like from some creepypastas, like Toby, Lou, Jeff. I don't own none of those characters, those people's names. So yeah. So anyways, that are creepypastas. So yeah. So when they get to his house, Inko's there. She's saying like, "Oh, Izuku, who's this?" And he goes, as All Might, he just nods. He says, "Mom, this is All Might. All Might, this is my mom." She basically looks at Izuku going like, that ain't All Might. And then All Might says, "Ma'am, can I please come in? I can show you, the truth." Sorry, something in my teeth. So basically, he comes in, Nick closes the door, and All Might, goes into buff form. And she goes, All Might, but he goes, I sustained an injury when he, basically he comes out of the buff form and shows her, and she just is horrified by this. But he says that's not the, case here. The case here is your son. Your son attained a power. A power of, he says, creepypasta, Mom. And she remembers hearing about them. She goes, wait, they're just not real. They're all made up and, just supposed to, be bad stories online. And Deku just, starts to do, oh, well, explain this. As all of a sudden, he starts turning into Laughing Jack. And she just freaks out over this, and she goes, what happened to you? He basically explains it. He goes, and that's what happened, Mom. I don't know if I should be happy or terrified. Heck, my own sanity may be lost by Laughing Jack's craziness and all that. So, as All Might already said that he believes it already started, but I would like you to, work on it, young man. He goes, Izuku Midoriya. He goes, well then, young Midoriya, I'd like you to work on controlling that, and like that craziness behind you. And he goes, oh, I will, but for some weird reason, I just feel like my morals change. And he goes, what do you mean? All My ass. Even Inko's curious. He goes, well, because I'm seeing through Laughing Jack's memories, people that are abusive, monsters, and overall scum of the earth don't deserve second chances, nor do they deserve to live. So I was like just making a fist, like pretending he was just scratching his, like putting his finger on his like lip when he said that, and then he just says that after he said deserve to live, he just like squeezing his fists, and that's what I was trying to do, but I cracked my finger, so I apologize. But yeah, so All Might and Inko are terrified, but he does say, but my own morals are still intact. I want to become a hero. As All Might kind of thinks about something, he goes, well, sometimes in stories there are necessary evils to this world. Maybe the creepypastas were necessary evil, but whoever killed them must have found out. As Deku says, it was people with quirks. Heroes, actually. As All Might's in shock by this. And then he says, all creepypastas were once humans, but they went through tragedies, abuse, neglect, experimented on. They were just all about abuse, like teenagers that went crazy because of abusive relationships with parents, bullies, experimentations, or dying because of somebody. Life sucks. And then next, Deku just pulls out a lollipop out of his pocket and just puts it in his mouth, and he goes, just like my life. And Inko's saying, Izuku, where did you get that that lollipop? He goes like, oh, I can carry this anywhere I go. Actually, I carry candy on me always, it seems like. Plus, there's a thing called imaginary can deny the laws of reality, Mom. And she goes, alright. And he just starts changing back to normal. And then his voice is back to normal. So he basically says, so, yeah. All Might, I'm going to try to get in UA. Try to become a hero, but if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to do my own thing. And then All Might says, so you become a villain and a vigilante. He goes, yeah. Sounds like way more fun. As All Might can already see the madness in his eyes. And he just snaps out and goes, sorry, it's... All Might... says, I would like to understand your pain, Izuku. And Laughing Jacks. So, if you could you write something for me? a detailed explanation of Jack's life, and then yours. As Izuku says, alright, I'll write a book, and I'll give it to you. He says, thank you. So that happens. All Might leaves. Inko's, just looks at him and says, you are not going to be a killer. And, Izuku looks at her, looks at Inko and goes, Mom, you do not know what's going through my head right now, and I don't want you to know. So please, understand, there are some people that just deserve death. As, he walks to his room, Inko remembers Hasashi. Hasashi was a bad person in this one, and, that's the reason why Inko left him. And she goes, I know, but still, Zuko, life is precious. And just then, time passes. So Deku was training in his room. He trained from a room for a little bit and studied. He decided to go for walks, and then he, just started to work on his body more. He goes to a gym. He also is writing the book. Basically, for this 10 months of training. Oh wait, no. I did almost forget something. But it was but I forgot, for the 10 months of training, that's all he's gonna do. But here we are. We're gonna get into the next day. The next day being, he goes so freaking back to class, and Deku just leaves the silver eyes on. He doesn't care no more. His hair is just fully black and straightened, and he just has his nails are just black. He's just keeping it like that. And and he even has the bandages from on his hands. He has it like that, and that's all. That's all he has. So what happens is, when he gets to class, everyone sees him. They don't really know who he is until he sits in his seat. And one kid goes, "Hey, that's the quirkless kid's, seat." And Deku's just not even listening. He just takes out a lollipop, just puts it in his mouth, puts his feet on this, and go "Oh boy, yeah. I would love to pop one of these guys' heads right now, but I'm not in the mood, really." So Baku goes over and goes, "Oi, whoever you are, get out of the nerd seat." And then he just looks and goes "Oh, Kachan, hi," as he smiles with the lollipop in his mouth. As Baku goes, What happened to you, shitty nerd?" And he goes, "Oh, let's just say a little something. I'm not gonna be in here in class for long. Well, I'll be back, but I won't be here for long. The teacher's gonna not be here for a while, so I'll just get used to this for a while and get comfy. This will be a long day for the both of us." And he goes, "Are you telling me what to do?" As a few explosions happen, and then Deku just, how can I say this? Deku just goes into his bag, pulls out some water, and he just dumps it on Baku's hand. And then he goes, "Sorry, I don't want to have to deal with explosions today. So would you kindly not try to, hurt me?" As Baku was just saying, what the? And this was a big thing of water, a jug of water, which couldn't even fit in his bag. And he goes what was that? He goes, "Oh, well, the less you know." As then the microphone, as the radio, not the microphone, the sound speaker comes on and says, "Azuka Midoriya, come to the principal office." And then he gets up, he goes, "Well, I'll go. Looks like I gotta go. Oh, wait, one more thing." As Deku just smiles, and then he grabs Baku and slams his head against the table, and everyone sees this in shock. And then he just kicks Baku away from him. He goes Come on! You should have known that was coming. Seriously. You're just so stupid and gullible. As he just looks like he went crazy. And Deku just says, I've been waiting to do that to you ever since you started bullying me. But I let it always slide because I didn't have a power. But you know what? You don't need freaking power when you just deal with a freaking loser like you. As Deku just walks away with a grin on his face. And Bakugo's and pissed off. Everyone's in shock. And, well, let's just say one girl in this classroom was blushing because of that. And so, I'm not going to say who she is, but let's just say it is, well, one of the daughters of Zalgo. Because that laugh reminded her of Laughing Jack, but even from the hair and the nails and the eyes, it was like, even though like the bandages on around his hand, it was like, what the, like, why was Zuko look so different? And this girl never had a crush on Zuko, so now she's starting to blush, and well, she never made fun of him, so yeah. But when Deku basically gets to the principal office, his mom is there, All Might's there, and Deku just has a grin on his face, and the principal asks, Midoriya, why do you have a smile? And he goes, Bakugo Katsuki. He goes like, oh, you finally slammed his face into the desk, didn't you? As Deku just nods and says, heck yeah, that stupid brat needed one of those for the longest time. I should have done that to him years ago. It felt so good. I'm done calling him Kachan. He's annoying. As Inko shot at his place says, but you were such good, as Deku says, friends? That brat bullied me just because I don't have a quirk. As the teacher's surprised by this, he goes, Midoriya, your voice. He goes, oh, allow me to explain. As he explains it, and then he also transforms, which he's shocked by this. He goes, all right, so you have a power that's not a quirk, and you can do whatever you want. He goes, yes, and I basically do have knowledge of Laughing Jack's perfection. Not perfect. His job and what he does, professionalism of his work. As he doesn't really want to know what he does, but he just says, trust me though, nothing bad will happen to no one. As basically he's transforming back to his original, the look that he had before. And he goes, alright, well, since you did that to Bakugo finally, you're not going to get in trouble for it. And he goes, wow, freebie. And he goes, yes, accountable that Bakugo has been in this office many times because he was bullying you. And I couldn't do nothing because there was no proof. But since you did it to him, I'm giving you a freebie. Alright? And this is the only time I will Midoriya. As he narrows his eyes. And Deku just says, oh, trust me. I will be off of school grounds if he tries to attack me. I'll mess him up then. As he just grin. He just has a grin on his face. And so the principal just sighs and says, is that why you wanted to come in here, All Might and Miss Midoriya? As they both nod and such. So yeah, after that, the training starts. Deku works on his powers, his physical body, and next thing you know, he starts hearing a voice. He goes, hey kid, where am I? And he goes, Laughing Jack? As he goes, huh, I'm in your mind. Weird, but it's alright. One of the weirdest things ever waking up to, but hey, it's alright.
So, what you doing?
As he says, well, I'm trying to learn how to control your power more, along with, well, learn what I can do. As he goes,
Huh. Alright.
and then he's quiet for a few minutes, and he goes,
Wait, my power? How? Wait, I'm supposed to be dead. How am I?
and then Izuku says, calm down, clown, calm down.
He goes, no, I'll not calm down.
Basically, and then a few minutes later, he goes, you calm, he goes,
Yes, sorry.
so Izuku explains what happened, and he goes,
Oh. Alright. So, want me to help you?
he goes, sure, I can use all the help I can get with your power.
It is good and all, but it's like really weird. He goes, well, since you're made to be an imaginary friend, most of the stuff you can do is weird. So don't worry about it, kid. Have you, anyone?
Suzuki says, nope, not yet. Haven't done that yet, though. Been close, though. He goes, and Laughing Jack says, good, don't.
Don't go after people of innocence anymore. Only the one that deserves it.
And he goes, what do you mean? He goes,
Trust me, don't.
He goes, alright. So, after that, a little interaction. Everything goes similar to canon, though. By what I mean by similar to canon, the training. But he trains more with his abilities and what he can create, what he can make, what he can do. He already can do the whole entire circus thing, and then he sees Laughing Jack's, well, old victims that have been into the tent, came into this land, and so and they say,
Oh, look! It's Mr. Laughing Jack, he's back!
and Izuku goes like, huh? And then Laughing Jack explains,
Yeah, these are the souls of the people I've killed over the years and years. Oh boy, this kid's gonna hate me.
and he just says, kids.
He goes, yeah. That's what I do.
He goes, alright, well, you've been just, well, I've been somewhat taking care of them. Not really, though, but hey, it's whatever. So, Izuku gets to know them. They talk about, well, not how how they got there and all. And that's it. This is not gonna be an hour-long video, so, yeah, sorry if anyone wants it to be, but, anyways, then is the day of the US, not the US, I was about to say, it's the day of the UA exam. Deku studied. Deku trained. He has learned more, the ways to fight with basically knives. But he has also learned from videos, and he saw a karate class. So he basically started to work in it, and he learned that he's be able to learn stuff pretty quickly, which surprises most people there. So yeah. Deku then, is happy that he was able to do that. So we're going back to the day of the exam, as Deku walks in with confidence, and Laughing Jack just says,
Kid, don't mess this up. Also, just be a hero until you find that all for one guy. Alright?
He goes, nah, I'm gonna be a hero as much as I want to. As he just smiles, and then he says in his real voice, goes like,
and it'll be so much fun when I do what I want.
As Laughing Jack just laughs, and he goes,
I like you, kid.
He goes, I like you too, Laughing Jack. So yeah, Deku gets in. He doesn't bump into Araka. So what happens? He basically he studied a lot, and Laughing Jack helped him over the. Well, he also taught him what he knew and about knowledge of like the past and everything else. Some questions were on there, so and it was about London too. So he gets those questions right. He sort of gets every other question right. He even corrects Nezu on the London questions, and yeah. So that happens, and then how it goes along is the freaking practical exam, the fine portion. As Deku just says, "Oh boy, we're gonna have to listen to this lecture. Yay, great." And Bakugo is just looking at Deku, just wondering, how is this? Is this really Deku? Because Deku's just wearing mostly black and white. Like white, a stripe, black and white sleeves of a shirt. And he's just, his teeth have gone like sharper, so he's wondering if this is really a Zuko. And then he says, "Hey, Pomeranian, why are you looking at me like that? Like I'm a piece of meat?" As Baku just says, "What? What was that?" He goes, "You heard me. Like I'm a piece of meat. Like you want me dead." He goes, "I'm just wondering how the freak did you get so strong and become so different?" He goes, "Oh, it doesn't matter. You'll never catch up." He goes, and Baku just gets even mad. He says, "Give one good reason why I shouldn't kill you, nerd." He says, "Because we're in front of pros." He goes, "Oh, yeah." So he just sits down. So after that, President Mike starts to do there. Oh, sorry, just a yawn came up out of nowhere. So he does the introductions and he talks about the 3-pointer, the 2-pointer, the 1-pointer. And then, he's about to end it, but then this, Ito does what he does. And then he turns around to Izuku and saying, like, how dare you not, like, how dare you make a noise before this, and, and distracting everyone, and move there. And then all of a sudden, Izuku just swipe his finger to the left, not to his right, and all of a sudden, Ito's mouth zippers up, and he goes, and he's just doing the hand motions, and Deku just says, "Oh, finally, peace and quiet." Oh, carry on, President Mike. And then, President Mike says, "Well, thanks, kid. Can you remove that zipper when we're done?" He goes, "Sure." And then he says, "Yes, I did not mention about the 0-point because it was an obstacle, nothing more, nothing less." As then Ito does sit down, and Deku swipes his finger to the left, and his zipper comes off his mouth, and he is thinking, how rude of him. That was very disrespectful. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Deku's not gonna... No. Deku's in the same area. So, he's just not paying attention to no one because he doesn't really care. So, yeah, that's why, he knows Uraraka is basically panicking, so he probably just doesn't care. So Deku just stays in the place that he's at, and Ida can't really do nothing. So, after the gates open up, Deku just starts running. And then he starts to use his arms. Basically he can stretch since he's imaginary, and just start, put his fingers into the walls and just start swinging from like building to building, going like through 0-pointers by just using his hand to go right through them and all. Because I believe Laughing Jack is really strong in his own way of form. So he's an imaginary being who basically can make whatever he wants happen. So I'm thinking Deku imagine himself being strong, and his body being strong too, which that's the way I'm making it work for this. That's the way, I'm doing it. So yeah. So Deku's going through the robots pretty easily. Heck, he even just creates something. He just pulls something out of his sleeve, and it's a freaking... and it's just a freaking katana. And everyone's in shock by this, because this katana is just going right through the freaking robots with ease. Which no one's even understanding. Even President Michael was like, "Whoa there, I did not know a freaking kid could do something like this." As Nezu has a girl. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot, he did give the book to All Might, and All Might's reading it. He gave it to him like on the 8th month, which All Might thanked him, and he's been reading it. He's been very interested in Laughing Jack's story, and he's getting near the end. And Sally was there, basically, and she goes, "Mr. All Might, can I see that?" As he says, "Sure, there, Sally. What do you want to see?" The cover, sir." He shows her the cover, as it says, "The Tale of Laughing Jack and Izuku Midoriya." And she goes, "Laughing Jack?" And he goes, and she just starts crying, and Slenderman's gone. Everyone's gone. Like, I forgot to mention that Slenderman's gone, too. So yeah. So Nezu says, "Sally, what's wrong?" He goes basically, "Sally, dear, what's wrong?" And she goes, "Laughing Jack, he's here. He's here." And she just asks, if Nezu can, like, give how she can, like, stand near the window and such. I can look over, because she wasn't there. She was on the ground. As Nezu says, puts his hand on the chair and just taps on it. As she gets up on it, she like stands up. As she sees a boy, as she sees Izuku with the sword, and basically all of a sudden, a 0-pointer, not a 0-point, a 1-pointer hits him and sends him flying. As All Might says, "That must have hurt." As then Deku just gets out, and he just dusts off his body. He goes, "Well now, it looks like this is gonna be quite interesting." As then he just, from his other sleeve, he puts the sword to the ground. He pulls out his other sleeve, a fist. Basically, it's like he can just spring it, and then he just does that, and then it hits the robot, breaking it in right through. Punch it right through the chest. He goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to basically hit you there. That wasn't even for your legs." As then he just throws it away, and he grabs the sword and just starts walking off. As Sally says, "Laughing Jack! That's Laughing Jack!" As Nezu is just saying, "Huh, well now, that's quite interesting. Very interesting indeed." As All Might does say to Sally, "Yes, that is, actually. You see, Laughing Jack was dying, and his soul somehow, or should I say him and Izuku Midoriya, somehow merged into one. I don't know, but it's quite interesting indeed," he says. As Sally's just smiling, she goes, "Mr. Nezu, can I please see him after this?" And she just looks at him and she goes, all right. You don't have to ask like this, Sally. I'll take you to him." And she just says, "Yay!" And she hugs him. And he just says, "What am I gonna do with you?" And Oma just says, "Okay, this is actually really cute." So yeah, so after that, after a little while of Deku destroying the point, there's, the robots, he does get around like 250. So he just says, "Alright, that's good enough." As, Uraraka, no. Yeah, no. It's not Uraraka. Like, the girl from, the school. She's there. And this is one, and she's replacing Mineta. So, yeah. So, anyways, the 0-pointer comes, she gets trapped underneath it. He hears her, and he just starts running. And then all of a sudden, like, Deku just freaking... He's not gonna do what he did, like, last time. But basically, he stretches out his arms to the rubble, pulls himself to it. When he gets there, he just chucks it right off and hits the robot in the leg. And then he basically he opens up his sleeve as wide as he can, and then he puts it right in, and just pulls out a freaking rocket launcher. And he says, And then it just opens up and it's like 6 rockets that could be launched at one time. He goes, eat this! As in this, he locks onto the head of the robot. I mean, the body of the robot, including the head. As 3 go into the robot's body, and then 3 go into the robot's head. But due to the force of impact, he imagined them into reality to basically be strong enough to destroy a freaking robot at like the size of the 0 pointer, at least send with the force backwards. As it does go back, and he basically destroys the 0 pointer, which everyone's in shock. Hold on, and just give me a minute, guys. All right, sorry about that one. But yeah, so he destroys the 0 pointer. He helps out the girl, and he just carries her like, well, rattles out, which she blushes, and he goes, "So, what's your name?" And first off, I need to look up the name of her real quick. Yeah, this is the ship. I don't care. I'm just making it this way because I think it'll be way more funny. So, anyways, give me a minute. Okay, yeah, Stripe. You know, the one creepypasta that wears a mask and has a mouth on her left leg, thigh, basically. Stripe. Yeah, I remember. I just looked it up. It said Stripe. Basically, since there were people that could kill creepypastas and the quirks are stronger than them, and because Zago was weak because they because of One For All waited for these people to go at Zago and weaken him, and when Zago was a little bit weakened, used up half of his strength because they had some serious firepower on him. He came in with all the quirks that he had, and basically hit him in one shot. Fought him to the death, and he won though. And you guys are gonna say BS. Zago is all powerful. Yes, he is. But in the age of quirks, I'm saying quirks are way more powerful than creepypastas. So yeah, fight me on that one. This is my what if. It's a what if. So yeah, and so basically Stripe looks younger in this because she can do that, and she's been, her sister and Lazari have been, hiding realms of human in Japan. So yeah, so he brings her over and to recover girls out there. The buzzer ring went off, so she asks if everyone's alright. He just puts Stripes down, the girl down, and he just says, "I'm good, but I need to go. I'm hungry." So he leaves, and she just was looking at Zuko. She still can't believe it. So while everything's happening, Sally and Nezu, he's already out of the building, so they ran out right away, and Nezu, Sally just pulling him along, and then she gets out the door and she says, "Laughing Jack," and he looks, and he sees Sally. Laughing Jack in his head just goes to her knees and starts crying. So Deku runs over her and he doesn't care, he just slides and hugs her. He slid, stopped right in front of her, just started hugging her, started crying. Because he can feel what Laughing Jack is feeling. And he just says, "I'm so glad you're alright. I thought the worst happened to you." And she says she escaped along with because of Zago's daughters and Lazari. And he goes, "Wait, that means Lazari's still alive?" He just says, "Is Lazari still alive and Stripe and the other one?" Huh. God, I'm happy. He starts wiping away the tears. But she says, "But laugh, LJ, why you like this?" And he goes, "Oh, well, All Might probably told you,
I'm Izuku Midoriya. LJ's soul and power merge with my soul. So, I'm technically Laughing Jack. She goes, it doesn't matter, LJ is still LJ. She just hugs him and she says, at least you're alive. And he just hugs her and says, yeah. So he looks at Nezu and says, you want to come to my place? Talk? And Nezu says, are you asking me for permission to take Sally? Or me in general? He goes, like, both of you. And Sally just looks at, Nezu and with puppy dog eyes, and he goes like, alright, let's go. So, but he does tell Izuku, saying, oh, you got in right away. You'll get your letter soon, don't worry. And he just walks off. They get into his car and they, go. Stripes comes out and looking. He sees Sally there and she smiles. And she knows Nezu, so that's why, she got into the school and all that. And so that happened. And Nezu comes over, meets Inko, they talk, they chat. Deku is just playing with Sally, but in his Laughing Jack form, able to create everything she wants, including like, just normal clown stuff, so like basically balloon animals and such, and she's happy. So, a couple of days later, he gets he gets the letter from UA. It says he got in, and also he has a scholarship. And that is where I'm going to be leaving it off, everyone. Also, I forgot to mention a lot. And then, Deku just says, so let the carnival begin then. And this is going to be fun. Yeah, so that's how I'm ending it. Yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this What If. Leave a comment, tell me how you guys think about this. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy, your Halloween such. This will be out by sometime later. Anyways, bye everyone. Enjoy your day, night, bye.